Hey everybody, Crimson Mage here. So there hasn't been any videos coming out showing how to do any content creation at all. So I took it upon myself to create this. What I'm actually doing right now is I'm creating the Commoner's Blade, which you can see right here. It's not exactly correct. Um, there's quite a few different things that I'm going to be going through. I've already stepped through, updated the damage. This is actually ported over from a chimeric quiddity blade, and we're just gonna kind of go through all the steps here, try and explain as I go what exactly it is that I'm doing. Um, Not very good at this, so bear with me. And we'll get right into it. There might be some jumping around. I don't really have a set process here, but it's more or less just me trying to get everyone to kind of understand what we're doing on the content team, so to speak. So, um, just going to be pulling up quite a few different things here, such as, of course, the wiki. I'll probably be moving this over to a different screen to try and take a look at it. Um, but basically, we're going to go down the list and try and make this thing appear as it should. There's quite a few different things that we're going to be using as tools, like this monstrosity that Immortalbob and Hell's Wrath originally put together. It's actually pretty amazing. We wouldn't be able to do a lot of what we're doing if it wasn't for them. So thank you, Hells, and thank you, Immortalbob. So getting right into it, looking at this, I am actually moving that over to a different screen. It's just easier for me. Let's take a look at Commoner's Blade. This is AC Yotzfan. This is Optimshi's website. Has a lot of information that we can use on here, such as the setup ID. This is what dictates what that item's actually going to look like in the game. So jump back over here, and I try and start off with this. That way I don't forget by the time I log into the game. Um, the weapon, you have to make sure that it actually shows up correctly. So what I did is I actually copied the setup ID right here and put that on the setup right here. Now the icon, which since I copied everything's a little bit wonky right now. So let's see. Physics, don't really know what this does, but I'm going to copy it anyway. It was already there, so we'll go with it. It kind of works out. Pull this. This is the underlay, which creates that purple tint, which that was already updated too. The clothing base, which if we click on the setup ID right here and scroll all the way to the bottom, you see this lovely little thing. And what this does is it shows the possible colors that you can use using this color, or clothing base rather. So, let's see. Just kind of taking a look here. People are going to make fun of me, but what I typically do is I just copy this, drop this to decimal, and that's good enough for me. So drop that in there, close out of that. Now this item, actually, what does it look like? Trying to match it right here. So if it ever loads. Looks pretty basic. I don't see really anything spectacular. So what I will do is we will probably go with silver. So I'll come over here, and because it does not exist right now, palette template, which is 003, which you can also see right here. Then you can see all the palette colors right there. And we are going to put it at silver, which is 20. Which this could be wrong, who knows? We'll take a look once we get there. So the weapon skill is set to 45. That is light weapons, as you can see right here. If it had a wield skill type of, I think it's 2, then I would set a wield skill type, or wield skill type would actually be 45 as well. There's so many different variables in here, it's easy to lose your mind on it. Anyway, so that's set. We have the lifespan set because this item does only last for 3 hours. Need to make sure I actually put 10,000 mana in it though, or mana, however you say it. So spellcraft's 500 on this item. Physics state looks good. Okay, I actually think this is 1044. Don't ask me how I know that. Let's see if I can find it here. It's 93. 93 physics state. Yeah, 1044. I believe that's on all of the items that I actually end up touching. As I'm currently going through and updating all the swords right now, it's something I see fairly often. Now we need to take a look over here and resistance. I don't want that one. I don't want that one either. Let's see. Is it 157? You know what? We'll just take a look here. Probably end up. Duplicate. Search. Actually, let's go to my sandbox. I have a weapon with it already on it. I just want to make sure that I'm actually grabbing the right value. Which one of these is looking for a 999 resistance? Can't remember which one it is. It's actually probably my acidic weeping sword. Yeah, it's looking like it is. 36 resist magic. So we're going to go to 36 resist magic, add that in. We're currently creating this to be completely unenchantable. Dropped on death is -1. Let's see, resistance cleaving is slashing. That's 0, that's right. Believe that's right. Let's go out of that. Yep, right there. It's definitely slashing. Alright, so far we've gotten all of that updated. This is a really weird weapon in that the offense is 1.4, which I put a 0 there. I don't know why, I'm weird. Defense is, actually that value's fine. This rounds up to 15. This is 40. It's crazy high. It's super crazy high. Let's go ahead, and I'm looking at my calculator here. So I go ahead and I take the damage of the sword, the lowest damage, and I divide that by the highest damage. Do that, -1. So the variance is 0.33. Maximum velocity 0, weapon length 0. Let's see, crit frequency, that is good. Let's see if I can find crit multiplier. There's frequency multiplier. So this multiplier will set it to probably no, it should probably be 2. So that'll multiply the damage on a crit By 2, it's Crushing Blow, Biting Strike, dropped on death, unenchantable, all that fun stuff. So far, everything's looking correct. Need to go back. The value 0, encumbrance value is actually 230. And it is slashing and piercing, one-handed. Uses light weapon skill. It is still a sword, which is the 353 weapon type 2. That makes it list the field right here properly. And then I am going to go down the list and I'm going to add all of these wonderful spells. See if everything comes up correctly. So I'm actually going to save this because we've already made progress. I don't want to lose my progress because the system likes to swap around sometimes. So let's go ahead and take a look here. Where's spells? There it is. So we are going to go with Swift Killer 7. That is Outland's Alacrity, probability of 2. And then we are going to go with, let's go Cantrip Staff Aptitude, and it is going to be 2. That is for the major. And that's for light weapons. That's why I picked staff. I know it kind of doesn't make sense, but it's kind of what we were given. Blood Drinker 7 is another spell that is on this. So we add 2 to that. Defender 7. I'm basically just making it match completely to the wiki. And then Heartseeker. I'm currently buffing this sword. And then we need, oh geez, Staff Mastery Self 7. So with that, all the spells are on it. It should be dropped on death, Crushing Blow, Biting Strike, Resistance, Cleaving, Slashing, 500 Spellcraft, 10,000 mana. The mana rate would actually be, let's see, we'll make it easy. Yeah, that's kind of what I expected it to be, so we'll just type in a whole bunch of 3s, and that is basically, I believe, everything so far. So what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to open up my sandbox, scroll all the way down to the bottom because that's where it puts my weapon. So I'm going to download it, and I actually already had one right there. I'm going to delete that, move this over to this, drop this. There's a lot of movement, so that's there now. I can close that. And then let me see if I can actually move my window over right now. Nope, I can't. So let's see if I can swap screens. All right, so I'm actually in the game, which you can see I'm on my lovely own server. I'm going to type in spawn WCID fresh 35552. That is the sword that I just created. It's in my files and it dropped. So I can equip it. You can see all the spells went on to my character. Light weapon mastery. It is light weapons. It is a sword. It's unenchantable, so the spells actually aren't affecting it right now. That will, of course, change. So my damage on this item should be 43.55 to 65. 43.55 to 65, and then I test it. Run up here quickly. So will it hit? Yes. Will it slash? Yes. Okay, so that works. Open this up. 10,000 mana, 120 to wield, Crushing Blow, Biting Strike, all of that is on it. The 40 bonus to attack skill. Now, does it destroy on death or drop on death? I believe it's drop on death. It is drop on death. Okay, perfect. The 1 per 30. And currently the lifespan portion is not entirely working, and I do have the text down at the bottom for it. And that is how you create an item using Lifestoned. Thanks, guys, and have a good one.